Welcome back to Coda. Here we are in the bottom right-hand corner in the... Actually, wait, gotta go. Yeah, bottom right-hand corner for the losers match. Whoever loses this best of three will be knocked out. But in the bottom right-hand corner, the purple Protoss player, it is Strange.
And in the top left-hand corner, playing for ECVpro, it is the Dutch Protoss JackO. So
I think he's I'm gonna butcher it, like, from Luxembourg. I don't know the proper pronoun for that, or the proper, like, name. Luxembourg? Well, we'll see. Here we are on Coda, as we mentioned, though, and this is, of course, the lovely PvP. Treacher is a resident PvP specialist. And, yeah, we'll see how that actually ends up panning out.
PvP is actually one of my worst matchups, so...
Same with me, actually. Yeah. I would maybe contest into GM if I was decent at PvP. Like, I have a 60% win rate in PvZ, 60% win rate in PvT, 25 in PvP.
Yeah.
Like,
I think for Protoss players in general, there's like very few Protosses that actually have like really good PvP and can say like, this is my matchup I specialize in.
With Protoss, I feel like you're either good in PvZ and PvT, or you're good in PvP. You're not good in all three. Like, you're one or the other.
For certain. But, I think from both players, you might see 3-gate blink. That's generally what you see on this map. And, yeah, judging by the gas timings, still got 2 on gas for Strange. Which indicates Blink. Or Twilight.
Blink. Yeah, just Twilight in general, very common in PvP. And sometimes, every once in a while, we see like a 3-gate Robo, or kind of the safe expand into the natural, but we do often see the Blink wars go down.
Yep. But JackO did put his guys on gas a little bit quicker, so we could see a Stargate.
There's a 3 in each, which is not indicative of too much, but like you're saying, he did put him slightly quicker. So I'd like Stargate. I like Stargate in any matchup, matter of fact. Especially in PvP, with Phoenix, is just, if your opponent does go Robo, not so much Twilight, but if they do go Robo, just a lot of the time, it's kind of just, I nullify your unit. I don't need to worry about it. I can pick it up, whatever, and there's just so much variety and so many things you can actually execute with Phoenixes.
Alright, so it is the Stargate from JackO and the Twilight from Strange, like I predicted.
Most likely will be Oracle, but right, I would presume it would most likely be Oracle.
Yeah, most likely Oracle.
If you both go Stargate, then you have the awkward thing like, well, should I make a Phoenix, or like, do what do I kind of go around with that. But Twilight for Strange, I like it, and it does look like he's going to plan to do that proc spawning in the top right-hand corner. He's gunning for some Blink aggression. And I actually would kind of like that. We do see, if we look at the base of JackO, the mothership core is actually a little bit far out in front of the rest of everything. I think a couple stalkers could actually take it by surprise and kill it. JackO's name.
They could. And, oh, that stalker. Is it gonna... Oh, it does catch that probe, so that's actually a really nice win for JackO there. Now, if Strange wants to be aggressive with his blink, he's got to send out another probe, which is always super annoying as a Protoss in this matchup. But it does look like JackO's going Phoenix. But still no Robo yet from JackO. Now that's the Robo. Okay.
Covering all his bases. I believe this is just Legacy of the Void, but I often see the Stargate Robo at the exact same time. And I'm wondering, is that possible in HOTS? Can you actually work that out? It's just Stargate Robo?
Generally you don't want it at the same time, because then like when one finishes you can't afford the other. So
yeah.
I'd say the build orders slightly favor Strange if played correctly. Strange can make this Nexus, and then at the same time, he also didn't Mothership Core Scout, so he's got energy for Photon Overcharge if need be, which he does use now, and
will he get it?
Loses
he does manage to pick up one Phoenix.
So that was worth it to overcharge there. Nice pickup for Strange. You never want to lose an early Phoenix like that, because, you know, the Phoenix kind of have like a snowball effect. Like you get more of them, and then, you know, the more you have, the better. But it looks like he's now stopped Phoenix production, and it's just going straight into Immortals. JackO, that is, really afraid of a blink counter, so he actually skips the Observer before to get the quicker Immortal, which I like that from JackO. But it does open you up to the risk of DTs. But I think against a player like Strange, it's a good risk to take. And is gonna.
What is that? Barely gets it out. I'd say it's a risk, but it's a fine risk against Strange because with the aggressive Phoenixes, he's scouted the complete main base of Strange. He sees the 3 gates. He's got the Robo. He's got the Twilight Council. So he's basically okay. Cool. I know exactly what you're doing here. I know you're going to be going blink. So I think you're right. It is just a fine calculated risk, and he's going to be all right. You mentioned it will slightly favor Strange here, even in economy, just slightly ahead. Natural base only finishes now for JackO.
Yep, and
still pretty even.
That was so. That's all of JackO's map presence out the window right there. Now he's going to be playing in the darks. Well, I guess he does have a hallucinated scout, but that's all he's got for now. Usually, when I go Phoenix, I like to at least keep that last Phoenix alive and like have it patrol down here, so you can at least, you know, for the later game, you know, snipe warp prisms and whatnot. But JackO being a little bit careless with his Phoenix.
A Phoenix or an Oracle is always handy to have on hand, and the one I feel like also just to point out with that is maybe they kept the blink attack back for a while, but they didn't really do much. They spotted what their opponent was doing, that is JackO spotted what Strange was doing, but Strange is kind of doing just the normal thing right here. So overall, I feel like he lost a bit on that investment, and he's now down just by slightly over all you said. And I feel like because of the lack of the early aggression, it's now just kind of going into the I'm going to hold back, you hold back, and we both wait until we get some nice Robo Army 200-200, then we smash. Still, though, that's going to happen. We'll see if that happens depending on whether they take the third base or we see Strange move out. Both players trying to macro up and have a decent economy off the back of this.
And just to show how far ahead Strange got from that opener, he's now starting his first Colossus, and JackO's Robo Bay is like only halfway done. So that's kind of Strange is going to be ahead a whole Colossus, which is a pretty big deal in this matchup. But I guess JackO, he does have 4 Immortals, so that is something. But you never want to be really far behind in the Colossus count.
Yeah, I can go back and forth. Sometimes you do see the Protoss players the Protoss in behind throw down an extra Robo just to be able to edge their way out. For now, though, we're not seeing that. Both players casually macroing up. Both players getting about the third base at the same time. I'm liking what Strange is doing. Even as you were mentioning, he will have just a slight Colossus lead. Even though the Immortals could just completely gun it down with Blink Stalkers, there's not that many for Strange. It will come down to the control on that, and he potentially could pick him off. 4 Immortals, they just decimate things. They have so much DPS, but on the other hand, just 4 Immortals, not too much to complement them.
Would you see Strange with the double Robo Colossus? So he's going to try and go even more ahead in Colossus, which I kind of like because, you know, it's going to... I don't think JackO, from the position he's in, can really punish that. So, good move from Strange. He's going to be able to get away with his double Robo Colossus and be ahead in the late game.
We'll be ahead in the late game. We're kind of seeing this go into that situation, as I was mentioning, where both people sit back, let's macro up, and look for something. Now, you may be able to speak to this creature, but still, again, as you're saying, keeping either, whether it be one Phoenix alive or an Oracle, whatever, I feel like probably more so the Oracle could potentially do some damage here, just making out of the Stargate, even though there's cannons, whatever. They're just great utilities, Oracles and Sentries. I'd love to see one made just for the Revelation to keep track when the big endgame scenarios happen. Although, on the other hand, there's not that many Blink Stalkers for Strange. He's kind of holding back, so maybe not so much.
And we do see a Templar Archives from JackO, so he's not going to try and contest this double Robo Colossus, it looks like. So I feel like JackO, in order to have a chance of winning this game, he's gonna have to hit a timing here before the Colossus count gets too out of hand, because with double Robo Colossus, that's just such a big advantage over a single Robo.
crazy thing with the double robo of Strange is normally you do see that out of the player slightly behind, so that's how they compensate. That's how they get in the lead, but it's not going to quite happen. And yeah, JackO's got to hit amazing timing. And what does JackO really have to hit timing-wise? He's barely slightly ahead in +1, or sorry, +2. But I feel like it's pretty it for his overall upgrades. On the other hand, we see Strange a very nice upgrade lead no matter what. So I think that's the only thing really timing-wise. I mean, what else could he maybe go for some Tempests a little later to pull on the back, sit in the back?
He does have the Stargate for potential later Tempest, but you know, after the Tempest nerf, where I forgot how many shots it was, but you know, Tempest now they take a lot more shots to kill Colossus, so it's not always the best idea to rely on that in order to punish a double robo player, unless you get it really fast. But
it would be really hard to do that, yeah. I feel like everything, it's going to go down to army smashing another army, and it's just coming down to position, and I feel like if Strange miscontrols, he's got such a strong lead in the double robo, even if he loses a decent amount of his force and takes out majority of JackO, as you're saying, double robo, he's going to be able to resupply so quickly off the back of it and just be fine.
Yep. We look at the Colossus count now, it's 6-4, and these two popping out, it's going to be like 8-5. It's just such a huge difference in a PvP battle. And Strange is even going double forge, which is something you don't see too often. Usually it's just one forge. But Strange definitely feeling really comfortable, just wants to get that perfect late game max army, just have a better later army composition than JackO, and then take that fight.
It's kind of funny, Strange is doing everything that maybe the person behind would do, but it just helps him just get so far ahead here. Maybe Double Forge will get some great upgrades, get back on the armor, whatever. We did see shields, interestingly enough, from Strange. Might get a nice gas bank off the back of this, maybe for some lots of Archons. Still, not too much though, but it looks like JackO, he's looking to make an engagement happen, maybe pull back the army to this third base with the small Zelt run by with a probe. That is the hero probe, instantly goes down, and we'll see how much army of Strange is pulled out of position to deal with that. If he even noticed, I presume he noticed that, but he's going to be holding there, not going to fall back. He's got Zelts warped in at his third base, and now looks like JackO's going to try to take a different angle, coming from the east side of this base that is the right-hand side, and could be... No, the Zelts are not quite in the right position, at least for Strange. JackO does almost take a nice advantage. Oh, the Colossus and the Archon left-hand side are caught out of position. They will both go down in. What does that make it? How many unit-wise? That is 9 to 5.
Yeah. JackO is still on only 3 bases, and his main's going to mine out in about a couple minutes or so. He's really got to make something happen, which I don't know if he can.
I don't know if he can either. We'll see. Moving into this base, I like the one hallucinated Colossus actually causes a couple Zelts to use their charge on it. Zelts do pull back after realizing it is hallucinated, but now this base is just being solidly DPS down by JackO. Pulls back but loses a lot of the ground support that is not Colossus, and...
Yeah, he just lost so much trying to kill that Nexus. And
maybe
I think Strange is just gonna roll over him.
Yeah, Strange. I really don't know how JackO takes it. Yes, you have the 2 Immortals and the ground armor will go down because of that, but so many Colossus just comes. Colossus v Colossus, see the top right-hand corner, even JackO. He's got a lovely, huge bank, but nothing really to produce off the back of this. Nothing worthwhile. I guess High Templar is gonna go into big Mass Archon. Strange, at least he snipes the 4th base of Strange, because there was no 4th base then for JackO, so at least economy-wise, heading into the 20-minute mark, maybe 25 plus, they kind of will be on the same, but Strange, he can roll over him at the moment. 7 Colossus to 1.
Yep, that is not a good position to be in. And we do see the mains mining out, and yeah, JackO's, or Strange has just got such a huge army now, and I don't see any way for JackO to come back into this. But yeah, it's kind of Strange, a little bit ahead from the openers, and then got a little bit more ahead in the mid game, and then more ahead in the late game with the double robo, and JackO never punished it, so yeah, that's kind of what we're seeing now, just a steamroll here.
GG, Strange, 1-0 in game 1, and we're going to have a long night ahead of us, Creature, if that's how the other 3 games, or 2 games, play out. The winner of this best of 3 will move on to face Bly to see who is the second place in the round of 16 Group B. Is currently the RSL Rival StarCraft 2 League Season 3 round of... Wow, I hooked my pen on my shirt on accident. Currently the round of 16 Group B of the RSL Season 3. Currently, in this season, we have a $700 prize pool, 300 first place, 150 second, and then it kind of trickles down after that. But still, these players are duking it out, and whoever wins this is actually going to face the previous season's winner, which is Bly.
Yep. Would be pretty crazy if Bly, the previous season's champion, to go out in the round of 16.
He's shown a lot of success in online tournaments or not even recently, just overall, Bly's always been there in the online tournaments trying to do as much as he can. So be a little bit discouraging, but still allowing for a newcomer. Maybe we'll see Strange, whoever Namshar, take it.
Yeah. Maybe.
Currently in the round of 16, if I can get my Wikipedia up quick enough, I'm trying to remember who we had last night. Who did we have last night, or maybe the night before, Creature?
Let me check the Wikipedia. Oh, it was Picasso and Believe making it out. And then
Right.
Byrata and Vice or Verana or something like that.
Vase,
Yeah.
Ravana, and Byrata did get knocked out, but yeah, Picasso and Believe, our Korean Protoss and our Canadian Protoss did move on. So far tonight, Namshar also did. Lovely Swede Carnegie